Day 111. 2 Samuel chapter 1, 2, 3 and 4. Welcome to our channel where lessons from the Bible are called scripture whispers, and I pray you learn from them, just like me. We all will admit that life does not always transition the way we expect. Sometimes, what looks like promotion comes wrapped in pain. Sometimes, what feels like delay is actually divine protection. And sometimes, people fight for positions God has already assigned. As we start with another book from the Old Testament, we step into a deeply emotional and politically tense moment in Israel's history. King Saul is dead, his son Jonathan is gone, and David, the anointed king, is standing at the edge of destiny. But instead of rushing into power, David walks through grief, injustice, waiting, and betrayal. From these passages we learn that God's promises do not cancel human emotions, conflict, or process, but they will prevail. How were you not afraid to lift your hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? A man comes to David claiming he has killed Saul, expecting a reward. But instead of celebration, David responds with grief and judgment. This is surprising. Saul had tried to kill David multiple times. If anyone had a reason to feel relief, it was David. Not every opportunity to win is an opportunity you should take. Generally, people are often encouraged to take advantage, get ahead at all costs, or celebrate when rivals fall. But David shows us a different path. Character matters more than convenience. Even when someone wrongs you, your response defines you more than their actions define them. When someone who hurt you falls, resist the urge to celebrate. Choose dignity over pettiness. Your integrity is part of your destiny. David inquired of the Lord, "Shall I go up to any of the cities of Judah?" David has already been anointed king years before this moment. Yet instead of assuming, he pauses to ask God again. That's humility. He is crowned king, but only over Judah, not all Israel. Meanwhile, Saul's son Ishbosheth becomes king over the rest. A divided kingdom. A delayed promise. Partial fulfillment is not failure. Sometimes, God gives you a piece before the whole. Sometimes, your business grows slowly. Your influence is limited at first. Your leadership is recognized in small spaces before big ones. Don't despise beginnings that look incomplete. God may be building your capacity before expanding your territory. There was a long war, but David grew stronger, and the house of Saul grew weaker. This chapter reveals a slow power shift. But what stands out is not just David rising, it's Saul's house resisting. Abner, a key commander, tries to hold the old system together. But eventually even he realizes, you cannot fight what God has already decided. Still, the transition is messy. Betrayal, political alliances, personal revenge. Joab kills Abner. Not every battle in your life is necessary. Some are prolonged by pride, ego, or fear of change. Ask yourself, am I holding on to something God has moved on from? Am I fighting a battle that grace has already settled? Sometimes peace comes not from winning, but from surrendering. How much more, when wicked men have killed an innocent person, shall I not now require his blood? 2 men kill Ishbosheth, thinking David will reward them. But David does something shocking. Again, he punishes them. Why? Because even though Ishbosheth was part of a rival kingdom, the method was wrong. A good outcome does not justify a bad process. We have seen people often cut corners, manipulate systems, or hurt others to climb higher, and then say, at least the result is good. But David teaches us that God is just as concerned with how you get there, as he is with where you're going. Don't compromise your values to achieve your goals. Success built on wrong foundations will eventually collapse. Across these 4 chapters we see a consistent thread. David refuses shortcuts. He honors even those who hurt him. He waits when he could rush. He chooses integrity over advantage. And in the end he becomes king, not just by position but by character. If you are in a season where things feel delayed, people misunderstand you, others seem to be getting ahead unfairly, or you are tempted to take shortcuts, hear this. God's promise over your life does not require manipulation to come to pass. Stay steady, stay honest, stay patient. Because David grew stronger, and you will too.